Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you guys can hear my audio and see my screen in the chat box. Just give me a little Y or a yes there just to let me know that it is working. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. Hopefully your weekend was awesome. I am super excited today. We've got some really cool stuff to go over. So as we get started, let's go over a disclaimer. Just need to remind you guys about the risks involved in the market. You can lose all or more than your initial investment if you're not careful. So please be aware of how many pips you're risking on each trade, in addition to how big your lot size is and ultimately how that would affect your account if you were to lose money. All right, guys, so let's check this out. So as far as news goes today, the only news that well, I guess there was some CAD news this morning, but the only real big news that I was aware of that was not scheduled was there was a Fed chair or a Fed member that came out and said, as far as rates go, we're not done yet. And so that caused, the dollar to go back into its grind upwards a little bit. You saw that manifest on the dollar yen last night or early this morning. And so that's just something to be aware of. It wasn't like it wasn't like earth shattering either, but it's just something to be aware of. So obviously the dollar yen rebounded 219 pips from its low down here that was created last week after after the CPI data came out. Let's see, guys. So a couple of things. Let me look at our scanner for bankers close opportunities. Let me just pull that up on my other screen. Here we go. Technically, the euro franc would be an opportunity. Let's pull that one up. It's just barely lining up. Let's see where that guy's at. And then I've got some other trades I want to take with you guys that are not bankers close related. They are more, swing trade opportunities. Yeah, let's get a short on this guy going. So I'm going to take again, these are small contract sizes, right? And I'm going to go ahead and just enter, I like to just do a starter position on this account, which is like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades. Something I can manage here. All right, because I've got a lot of different trades going on here, but just a starter position, guys, because in all likelihood, this could rally. In fact, I need to move these stops out just a little bit because it is possible for this market, this euro franc, to come up, to either here, here, and here. Those are our levels. And I'm going to actually fill in the void with some other trades. So I'm going to put on some sell limits as this thing breaks up. If it breaks up, scatter these just a little bit more. I'll get it updated. I apologize about that, Sam. I should have updated it this morning. I'll get that updated though. I got your number, so I'll text you. In fact, I'll write that down because I need to do it anyway. And that's good to know that you're hopping in there to use it. So I'm just going to text you when I have it done this morning. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm going to do with this euro franc is, yeah, just scale into it. So basically for the bankers close opportunities specifically, right? Whenever you hit a upper Bollinger Band on a 5-minute in the last hour of trading for London, which we just entered that, right? There's 55 minutes left in the London market before it closes today. Our goal is to come in here and bring the market back to a median on anything that's related to either the euro, franc, or pound, preferably, you know, at least two of them, right? So euro franc is a great opportunity because you are including the euro, the franc, and so on. So we just don't have the pound, which is fine. So basically, this is where the hour starts. The hour will end right here. And let's see. And let's see what I was going to say about this. So we can add to the trade anytime in this hour. So if it keeps going against us, we can add to the position as it goes against us in this hour. After this hour, you're done adding to the trade, and all you're doing at that point is you're setting your targets and setting your stop losses, and then you can go about the rest of your day and just wait for this to sit. That's exactly what we did with the Euro CAD on Friday. If you remember, let's go back and take a look at it. The Euro CAD trade was awesome. In fact, let me plot these trades so you guys can see the trades we took. Here they come. Here they come. Boom, here they are. So if you zoom in here, this was the banker's close hour starting right here. There wasn't a signal right at the hour. We waited about 10 minutes and then the signal came. And then this was the end of the hour. And we essentially just added to the position as the signal strengthened throughout the hour. We stopped adding. And then I guess I had a trade or two that still triggered later, but it actually continued to go against us a little bit throughout the rest of the morning, like 14 pips Friday. And then it was Sunday night, everything just boom, came in our favor. This happens all the time. I hate it that it happens, and sometimes we have to wait that long for our profits to come in. But, you know, we just have to adapt and work with what the market gives us. And that's what it gave us on Friday. So you can go back and look at our trade from Friday. You know, if you're an outsider looking at that trade on Friday, you're kind of like, I don't know about this trade, Steve. I don't really know what you're doing. This is kind of crazy what you're doing. Well, here's the proof. Here's the evidence, right? This is why we do what we do. Okay. You know, in plain sight, there's the money, there's the trade, there it is, right? So, and that's exactly what we're doing with the Euro franc right this very moment, is a similar trade opportunity. We're in the banker's close hour. We've got a little bit of a push to the upper Bollinger Band, which I also like because we're overall in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend on the overall, but on the lower time frame, when you zoom in here, it looks like it's going up. So we're kind of like having the lower time frame run into a confrontation with the higher time frame, which is nice because that higher time frame is going to show its power here, which is kind of what we're hoping for. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to let these trades sit on autopilot here because I have a lot of other really cool stuff to show you. So let's see. Where do we start with that? I guess our Euro pound trade was fun. We can talk about that for just a second. We closed that trade out on Friday. This is kind of a longer term trade. Let me pull up I think it was on an hourly time frame. When I say longer term, it was more like a swing trade. And it's been a good day so far. I took a lot of really cool trades last night that have been working out just fabulously. I think this is the trade we got into right here. So we took a buy order right here, and now I'm like regretting it. Should have held over the weekend, right? I'm seeing this in plain sight. Look at this. I'm pretty sure. Watch this. If you zoom in, here it comes. There it is. So we made our we bought down here, we sold right here. Obviously, it would have been even better. Could have been a hero, right? Could have been a hero and held all the way out to here. That's okay though. Our entry was absolutely superb though, right? Like we bought just right there, just perfect. So a couple of reasons why we bought right there. This trade on Thursday night, we held till Friday. This was more of a swing trade that only lasted less than 24 hours, which is kind of nice. So this trade, if you go back and look at it, it had formed a support here, and I've learned this is basically called a banker's candle, whatever the last bear candle was before the move up, which is this guy right there. So what you want to do is place a buy order right at the top of the banker's candle. You want to put your stop loss on the other end of it, which we did. As you can see, it missed, which was really nice. And then you just ride it from there. And that helps you. People always wonder, how the heck do you get these 2-to-1? How do you get these 5-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 reward to risk ratios? Is that even possible? Yeah, it actually is. You can totally do it. You just have to have the right setup. And this is basically looking for institutional candles, institutional levels, and you buy on those. Let me show you one I took last night. This is what's made me most of my money. I have a trade that's up almost $2,000 right now. It's up 1,950 bucks. It's kind of moving in and out. Sometimes it's over 2,000, sometimes it goes below 2,000. Right now I'm up just over $1,900 on this trade. I didn't post this one last night. I apologize, partly because I try not to send out signals on Sunday nights because I don't want to bother you guys, and it was late. Like, I was trading around midnight my time, which would have been like 2 a.m. Eastern. I will, on the weekdays, I'll try to get my signals out at least by 8 or 9 my time, which would be Eastern. You're looking at like 9 or 10 or 10, maybe 11, max 11 o'clock. I hope that's not too late for most of you guys, but I mean, if it's going to make you $2,000, I think it'd be worth it, right? So, um, so basically, here's a trade I took last night. I shorted the pound CAD right here. Here's my stop. I haven't moved anything, by the way. This is the exact stop loss, exact sell, take profit. Nothing has moved. This is exactly how I had it last night. So with this trade, I saw a nice move up, which generally this was in a downtrend. Like, this had pulled back, it had just this move up recently, and it made this high and stopped out a lot of people's stop losses. And so I was like, nice liquidity level. So I came in here and said, okay, there's a banker's candle. This is the last candle up before a move down. And then I said, okay, I'm going to place a sell right below that banker's candle and then a stop loss just above it. Sure enough, I got wicked into that trade. Max drawdown was 13, 14 pips, and now I'm up 103 pips right now on that trade, and almost $2,000. Okay, so I have some other trades that I think are going to be pretty good. Let me show you another trade that I just took about 30 minutes ago on an hourly time frame. I hope it's not too late for you guys to get into this, but I think this could be a good one for you guys. So basically, I'm looking at this. This is overall kind of in a downtrend recently. This franc yen on an hourly, it's been a lot sideways, which sideways is good. I like sideways for this type of thing this type of trading that I do. So I looked at this and I said, okay, hey, this was the last high that stopped out a lot of folks. This would be considered the banker's candle. That's the last big up move before the market came down. So I just recently placed a sell. I am now up on that trade. How many pips am I up? Franc yen, where is it? Right here. I'm up 6 pips. So it's not too late to hop into this one. My stop loss is pretty tight on these guys. So you will have frequent losers, just so you know. Like, you guys will have some frequent losses, but those frequent losses will be in the name of having way bigger wins. Like, look at my stop loss on this. So my stop loss is in a reasonable 30 pips, and my target is 128. And you might look at this and be like, how in the world would you make 128 pips with only risking 30? Dude, guys, it happens. Like, you can totally do this. Like, if you can get that right edge, get that right angle on some of these trades and get that edge on here, you can totally risk very little And as you know, I did that exact thing last night on the pound CAD. I did that with the euro pound with you guys on Thursday. You took that trade with me on Thursday. You know, a 1-to-5, 1-to-4 reward to risk ratio. Heck, I could even bring this stop loss to break even now. In fact, I probably will on this pound CAD now that you guys have seen the analysis, right? But yeah, that's the trade. But yeah, let me go back to that Frank Yen. Sorry, I get really excited, especially one, it's Monday, so I'm super stoked. And two, I'm super excited because we're making money, right? And just a great combination. This is the only industry you'll wake up and say, well, I better be careful with this. This is one of the only industries where you wake up and say, dang, I wish it was Monday, right? Like, dang, I wish it was Monday. And it's Monday, guys. Happy Monday. So, yeah. So anyway, this is a trade I think you could probably get into. I probably will post this, in fact, for you guys to take. But remember, I'm going to take a lot of trades like this with you. There's going to be a lot of signals posted for you to take. Many of them will lose, and you're going to have these small 30 pip stop losses. Okay. And you're going to hit that stop. And I'm asking you to just be patient because trust, if you trade these correctly and you get in promptly, if you take enough of these, you know, you're going to win most of the time. I would say I win at least 50%, maybe 40% of these trades, which may not sound very good. Like if you think about it, you're like, 50% max, 40% low end win ratio. That doesn't sound very good. I don't know if I want that. Oh, you do. Oh, you definitely do. Because if you can win 3, 4, 5 times the amount that you lose, at 50% win-loss ratio, that is just, you're just raking in the cash. So that's all I'm asking you guys to do is just when you take these types of trades with me with these really tight stop losses, please don't fault me or the type of trading that I adopt here to, you know, just saying it fails because I'm losing 50% of my trades, because you're going to have some really, really big winners, right? And you guys know that, right? Like, I know you guys are reasonable to understand that concept. In fact, it's not just reasonable, it's math, right? The math says, oh yeah, this is going to be really, really good. So yeah, in fact, I think I will take this trade. Let me actually post this real quick. Bear with me here, guys. I need to just do my little thing here, and I'll put this in Telegram as a trade for us to take today and hold throughout the morning and afternoon. We'll see what it does. But let me pull this up, pull up this. Okay. Where did that one go? I must not have a Frank Yen. That's fine. Okay, well, I'll just do this then. Here we go. Okay, so this is the Frank. This is going to be a sell. I'm just going to say sell at market because that's what I did. I don't usually get a really good entry like this. That normally I have to enter on a pending order, but this is fine. So 148.582. And then I am going to take my profit when it gets to 147.282. And we're going to stop out quickly if it goes up to 148.878. Okay, there's that trade. Frank Yen. Okay, so there's that trade. You guys can take that one right away. I just posted it in Telegram. There's a couple of other trades that you may want to consider. There's this Euro Aussie trade that I'm also in. I'm up 30, 28, 30 pips on this guy, 31 pips. So here's the Euro Aussie. Here's where it's really, really cool with this guy. So I love this type of trade, by the way. So if you come here and look at the Euro Aussie, we talked about last week how market forms support, market forms resistance, right? What do the market makers know about your trades down here? They know that you have a bunch of buys in this area. You have a ton of buy orders. Okay. You have something they want, right? Now, they want your buys. How do they get your buys? They need you to be willing to sell to get your buys. So in order for them to be able to get your sells, you have to be, or excuse me, in order for them to get your buys, you have to be willing to sell. Because if you sell, they can buy. I hope that makes sense. So where's most people's stop losses? Just below support. So this also means there's a bunch of sell orders down here, because if you stop out, your stop loss is a sell order on a buy. Let me repeat that again. Your stop loss on your stop loss on a buy order is a sell. So in this area, there's a bunch of buys and there's also a bunch of sells, but mostly a bunch of sells down here and a bunch of buys up here. So if they can get you to sell, that creates those buys for them. So what happened here is this market came down and stopped everybody out. And then it has come up and now it's trying again. And now they have to get rid of their sell orders. They have to mitigate their loss on this trade because they actually sold the market to cause you to stop out. And so they have to mitigate now. This is the mitigation portion. So I have a trade, a Euro Aussie trade. I am up, like I said, 30, 31 pips on this trade, but I am looking to make about 221 pips on this. So I don't think it's necessarily too late to get into this trade, but it is later, just so you know. You're more than welcome to grab that one if you want. Because I am later to the trade, I'm already in it. I think I'm just gonna wait I probably won't post it. I'll just use it as a personal trade. Let me show you a couple other trades that I'm thinking about. So I actually have a trade opportunity that just lined up. Okay, I'm going to show you another really cool concept. So here's the pound franc. I just recently executed a buy. I think I'm early. I think I'm like a little bit early on this trade. So I executed a buy order right here. And there's a gap. Let me fix this gap. See if it'll go away. There we go. Okay. So I placed a couple of trades last night on the pound franc. So right here, here's the market. It's been coming down quite a bit. I really don't like to buy markets that are coming down like this. However, I think I have a legitimate reason to be in this trade. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple reasons why. Basically, what you want to look for is when the market's falling on an hourly, daily time frame, it's coming down pretty hard. When does the market stop? When is it going to actually pull back up? I've actually learned that it's not that the market's going to find support at straight up, like it's not going to find a resistance or support at resistance or support. Generally, the market finds support on a higher time frame where liquidity zones might be. So these are where past buy order blocks and sell order blocks would have been. So if you come over here to this pound franc and zoom in to the last time it was in these areas, you have to zoom in into the past back here. So this is back in mid-October. This is a piece of structure, right? This was a resistance level back in time. And what caused this to break out into its huge rise over the last month back in mid-October? There's two things that caused it. So obviously it made a low down here. We don't really pay attention to that as much. What I like to pay attention to is the mechanisms that caused the rally, the month-long rally. It was this mechanism right here and this mechanism right here. I'm most interested in this mechanism, okay? Whatever happened here caused the market to feel comfortable to take this long drawn out rally. Okay, so I placed a buy a little early right here. I am down on that trade. Let me tell you what I'm down. I am down 18 pips on that trade, and I project that trade to probably worsen before it gets better. Does that mean I want to get out of the trade entirely? No, because there is a chance it could actually go up from here, and I'm willing to hold that drawdown until the next level if I need to. So here's the next level. So this is the mechanism I have my eye on. I am very confident that the market will find support in this, whatever this was right here. So again, this is market structure. This was the structure that was formed. This was the resistance that was formed. This is the resistance that broke out to the upside. This was the breakout of the actual structure. So you want to find the mechanism that caused the break in structure. Okay. What were the two mechanisms? This guy and this guy. That's where the market forms support and resistance later in time. So we're now a month later. We're a month after this happened, and we're coming back into these levels. So where is it going to form support? It's not going to be down here, like right at old support. I mean, it could. It definitely has the possibility to do that. Like the market can do anything, as you guys know. But what's most likely to do? It's most likely to come in here, pause, and then rally from there. So I did take another buy early, right? I'm down 17 pips on this trade. I do think the market's probably going to come to here. So they're 61 pips apart. So it's going to come to here. I'm going to enter in. I believe this drawdown will be very minimal if it comes into my favorite entry. This would be my favorite entry right here if I can get the market to come to it. By the time I get to that favorite entry, I will be down about 60 pips on the trade that's not doing as well. And then when they come back up, it'll only take 30 pips to get back to break even. But the reality is it's going to come back up probably a lot more than that. I project we'll probably see a move up into here again. So if we get or up into here, which at that point I probably would just keep the best trade, close the this trade for only 60 pips of profit or something like that. But it should be one of those types of trades where you make well, on my other account, I have 5 contracts built into here. I have 2.5 contracts built in here and another 2.5 contracts built in here. So if this trade wins, if it goes all the way to my target that I'm hoping for, see the average entry would be right here to the target. That's 200 pips. So 200 or 195, something like that. So we'll just say 200, 200 times 50. Yeah, it should be a $10,000 trade when all is said and done. And people like often ask me like, why would you buy right here? These are such random levels. And why is your stop loss right there? You're going to get stopped out. I'm telling you, the market's going to find support at whatever caused break in structure before it goes to support and resistance. Support and resistance is useful. Absolutely. I'm not going to say it's not useful because it is useful. However, whatever caused the actual breakout, these are where the institutions hang out. They hang out in this mechanism. They're in this guy right here. Whatever happened here and here is what got the banks interested in the first place. So that's what I'm banking on. That's what I'm working on to make my money on these trades. So this could be a really great trade to take. I will probably just, I'll probably post this trade. But honestly, I think the ideal trade to keep our losses small would be to enter on this next level, which we're only 30 pips away from it. So if the market pulls back another 30 pips, I think I'm down to buy into that. as a signals group. And then that would mean our risk on this trade would be 73 or 74 pips. And then our reward on this will be 230. So how many times, just 3 times, right? How many times can, see, 230 divided by 70? Yeah, so 3.2 times. So it's a 3.2 reward to 1 risk to or reward to risk ratio, RR. So that's good, right? You can lose quite a few trades and just win one and you'll be fine on that type of a setup. Anyway, this guy is going to cause a little bit more of a drawdown for me. Like, I'll be honest, the trade I entered on my other account, I am now down $600 or $700 on that trade. And then once this guy pulls in to here, I'll probably be down over 1,000, I imagine, on that original trade. But then I'll buy here. Yeah, because it does look like the market's just busting through this support level, this old support, which again, support and resistance can be good, but in this circumstance, I don't think it's a very good thing because I do believe the market's going to come to this thing. This was the last thing that caused the rally. Or I guess this was the first thing that really caused it, whatever this was. And so that's why I feel really good about buying in here. I do. So we'll go ahead and buy there. All right, guys, our Euro franc trade is doing fabulous. Let's go take a look at it. We're doing fabulous on our banker's close. Sheesh. What a banger day. This is awesome. I will take it. Guys, we've already busted through that mid Bollinger Band. We're already at the lower Bollinger Band. I think it's time to close every single trade on that. So I'm up already 71 pips clocked today. So anything past 71.3 is our profits from banker's close. So I'm going to close this guy. Close, 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 and close. And then, oh yeah, I guess we have a lot of, oh, and this guy, close that guy, profit. And then I have a bunch of Euro francs that need to close out that are pending orders. That was a sweet, oh, and I got one more. Close that guy out for profit. Close this guy, that's a pending order. Close this guy, close this guy. And there's one more hanging out right there. We'll close him out. Okay, so if I was up 71.3 pips on the day that I had already clocked personally, well, that was from the Euro CAD, so we made those together as well. So that's 183.1 minus 73.3 or 71.3. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we made 111.8 pips from banker's close today, which is legit. So that's already done. That's legit. So now our focus is just on, our focus will just be on some of these swing trades and managing some of these. So the next trade I'm going to post as a group, I think, is going to be this pound franc. Yeah, so let me show you. I've already entered on my own accord. Let me just switch over to a different account where I can take this trade with you guys and actually post it as a signal. So, and actually this will be fun. I'll take a bigger contract on this account. I'm just gonna do a full contract. Now let's do 0.75. Okay, so this is a trade I'm gonna post with you guys right now. So again, the thing I like the most for a potential reversal, again, I don't like this support as much and I don't like this one as much, although I did take a trade there, to be honest. This is what I like the most. I like this thing, that right there. And I can show you countless examples where this took place. In fact, I will show you, but let's take this trade first, and I will show you some examples that recently happened on some higher time frames. So let's go ahead, right? This was back in October, mid-October, when this thing happened right here. Put a buy limit there and bring your stop loss to just below the mechanism. And then target goes up here. Yeah, this is fine. I honestly think we should bring it up just a little bit more. Actually, I'm gonna have it go up to here. Okay, so yeah, we could easily wick into that trade soon. And again, this is the focal point. Oops. This guy right there. So I'll actually leave that analysis on here so you guys can see it. But this keeps our stop loss relatively smaller. Yeah, it keeps our stop loss smaller. Profits are good. So pound franc. All right, let's go ahead and post this as another signal opportunity. Pound franc. This is specifically a buy limit order. So it's a pending. And we're buying at 110.442, and we're going to take our profits when it gets to 1.12545, and then we will stop out if the market goes down to 1.09567. Okay. All right, that looks good. That was so cool how fast our trade setup happened today on the, so awesome how quickly the Euro franc lined up, just so fast, just boom, went straight to our target areas. So okay, so at this point, we're just gonna leave, yeah, leave those on. This should be a banger trade, honestly. This pound franc really should be. Let me show you a trade from the other day with this exact same concept in mind. If you go look at, I think it was the franc yen, or was it, I'm trying to think, what was it? Which, by the way, I think that one already stopped out. See, you can have these really tight stop losses, and then again, if it happens, it happens. It just happened quickly. Yeah, that one's done. Okay, well, I'll have to book that one as a loss. So, okay, but look at this. So this was interesting. The other day, this came down and look where it stopped. It came and stopped right here. Why did it stop there? Go back and find out. Why did the market come there and stop? Well, if you go back over here and look at this is a banker's candle on a higher time frame right here. This was the last candle down before the market pulled back up. So how does this work? You put a buy just above the open of the bear candle. You put the stop loss just on the other side of that bear candle. And then you see, then look for opportunities. And sure enough, this guy came right to there and then just rocketed to the upside, right? When will this pull back again? I'm not exactly sure. I couldn't really tell you other than, you could look at where was the, we looked at this banker's candle as an opportunity. Where would be another opportunity? Probably this guy right here. So you could put a sell right here, and then your stop loss would go on the other side of that, and that would be a banker's candle opportunity. So, and that's got a ways to go. At this point, there's no valid setup for another 105 pips. So there's other stuff that's lining up sooner than that. So we'll probably just ignore this one. But so that was an interesting pullback there. I'm trying to find, there was another one that was just like this. Actually, I know what to do. I know an example right here. This is what I want to show you guys. So here is the pound dollar, and here it is. So I think it might look better on a 15-minute chart. Let me see if I can go back that far. I need to go back to October 21st. It won't let me, dang it. Let's maybe a 30-minute. Yeah, so if you come over here around mid to the 3/4 of the way through October, this pound dollar had this structure built in here. Here was a resistance. The market broke this resistance. And then the thing you want to do is you want to go back and see like what caused the breakout. Obviously, there's a support down here, but that's not necessarily what caused the breakout. Whatever the banks did with these candles right here is what actually caused the breakout. So, if you can draw a couple of lines and say, okay, hey, this is kind of where this stuff kind of happened. This is kind of where it stopped happening, so below here would be, where you'd probably stop out on a lot of trades. Up here would be kind of where you would buy in the future when it comes back down to these levels. So if you pull forward, boom, you can see that like it came down to here in between, right in between the areas I just talked about, right? Like it just, this is a trade I took last week. So it came in here, did draw down quite a bit actually, but it never, I mean, it still had another 25, 30 pips to the stop loss. And then it just rallied from there. But how would you have known that? I mean, a lot of people would have said, well, I'm going to buy at support. I'm going to wait for it to buy at support. Well, you would have missed out. You would have missed it because, the market support was down here. And I don't necessarily think that's necessarily a great place to buy, right? You want to find where the market builds its old, like what caused the breakout? That's the question you have to ask. What caused the break in structure? Oh, whatever this thing was right here. This it's on a higher time frame, so you can't see it as well, but I'm sure on a lower time frame, that's probably like a wedge or a symmetrical triangle type of thing, which I don't trade those, but it is something to be aware of, right? So, whatever caused this, whatever the banks did with this is a bank's move right here. The banks caused that. And because they caused that, that's where support's going to form the next time it comes into this area. It's not going to form down here. It's going to form whatever the thing is, and I call it the mechanism that caused the breakout. And so that's where the market comes, and that's where the market goes. And so that's what I'm trying to do with this pound franc trade with you guys right now. We go back in time, on an hourly chart. Obviously, it hasn't been to these levels in a while, so you have to go back and find out. And the guy that's trading the smaller time frame has no clue. The guy on the smaller time frame has no idea what's going to happen here, because at some point, again, this is what the banks did. This was their move. This one's even more obvious, I think. They caused this. This is where they put in all their orders, was on that thing. Not at support. I mean, support, fine, sure, maybe they had some orders in there, but this is what they did. This is what they used to cause this big move to the upside. And so now we're coming back into those areas. Where is this market going to stop? Most likely it's going to come and hit this buy, maybe hang out in here for a little bit, come and hang out in here, and then see ya. That's what's going to happen. See ya. Right? So anyway, that's what I'm excited for. I'm hoping that our trade gets tripped in. It should. I don't see why the market would stop now. I think it definitely will come into this thing, and then you'll see the market go up from there. I'd be really surprised, and it could happen. That's why you have to have a stop loss. I'd be really surprised if the market came and formed support and then went up at this old support first. I really doubt it. I think the banks will probably go back. They're probably well aware of this level that they created in the past, and they're just going to use that same level again to make the next rally. Now, is this rally going to be, a direction change forever? No. All I'm looking for is a couple hundred pips I'm just looking for a couple hundred pips in this area, from here, wherever it stops. Like, let's say it stops here and then goes up. I'm just looking for a couple hundred pips to the upside. I'm not looking for 1,000 pip reversal, a 2,000 pip. I'm not looking for that. Okay, I'm on the trade that we took together. We're risking 70 pips on this trade. So asking for 200 seems to be about the right amount to get a close to 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. All right, guys. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think I'm actually going to wrap up with that. We've got 2 trades. I guess the franc yen, I need to clock that one out. But we did make quite a bit of money on that euro franc today. And we've got our pound franc that should be triggering soon, which I'm really excited about. So, all right, guys, we appreciate your attendance. Thanks for coming. I'll get that COT report updated today, and I'll text you, Sam, when that's done. I'll do that right now, actually. So should happen very quickly. And watch out for some more signals that I might send tonight. And then other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. So thanks for coming.